Hey everybody, good Wednesday morning. It's First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Brian Panovich. Quick weather vlog this morning about our severe weather setup possibly for Friday. It's kind of a complicated setup, but there's a lot of wind energy with this system, so it's definitely going to be a big wind maker at the very least. The tornado threat, I think, is really going to depend on the heating of the day, and I think that might be more in eastern North Carolina. But either way, I'm going to show you the wind energy is going to be off the chart. So here's today's severe weather outlook. You can see the big area medium threat and higher threats across Texas and Oklahoma. There's going to be some big hailers here and likely some tornadoes, but also a lot of wind as well. This is a very large storm system coming out of the Rockies right now. It's back in here, and it is really going to mean business as it pushes to the east. Let me show you tomorrow's severe weather outlook. We'll throw that up there, and you can see it just to our west, including most of the Gulf Coast states with that higher risk down towards New Orleans. And then as we go into Friday, that threat begins to shift into the Carolinas. Now that we're in day 3, we can actually look at the day 3 outlook. That shifts into the Carolinas right here. You can see most of our area under that medium risk with that higher risk in the PD region and eastern North Carolina. I think that's really going to be the focus because of the timing of all this as it heads our way. And I'll show you what I mean by that by looking at the model data. So let's bring up the short range guidance. We'll start this morning and we'll go through time and we'll see the first batches of severe weather in the middle of the country. So I'll pause this afternoon right about in here, and you're starting to see the severe weather across Oklahoma and then Texas. We're starting to get scattered showers and storms developing and really starts to crank up tonight. So this could be an overnight event for areas in North Texas especially. We'll go through tonight and start heading towards tomorrow morning. I'm going to pause this at 8 a.m. Eastern time. And you can see the big line of showers and storms to our west, still pretty far away. So we've got another gorgeous day tomorrow, and really no issues in the Carolinas as we go through the afternoon hours. We'll go through the afternoon hours, start at 2 p.m. You could see pretty big storms down there in Louisiana. So you can kind of get the idea. The Arkansas, Louisiana, southern Mississippi, definitely going to get clobbered. That is a nasty looking squall line by tomorrow evening. As we go through tomorrow night, we go into the overnight hours. We'll get towards roughly close to midnight, and you can actually start to see some scattered showers moving into the Carolinas. This is basically overnight Thursday into Friday as that warm, moist air starts to move in. But this is the key part here. We've got big storms to our west, but we're getting into the overnight hours. Now, there's enough wind energy to keep these going, but they're naturally going to weaken a little bit as they start losing some of the heating of the day, and they start becoming more really big wind makers. And they start to split up a little bit, which is the interesting thing. By 2 o'clock in the morning, there's a cluster down here in Alabama, and there's one up here to the north. Now, this is where it gets really complicated because this thing gets kind of messy here. You see all kinds of different storminess moving in, and we're starting to head towards Friday morning. We're getting close to sunrise here. This is 7 a.m. Friday morning, and this is 8 a.m. So 8 a.m. we've got scattered showers, but this doesn't look to be that severe. It's these lines back here from Knoxville to Atlanta, and then this one back towards Macon. Where are these going to go? That's the big question mark. So as we go through the morning hours, and I'm going to stop this basically right around midday, 1 o'clock is when we get the first batches of storms. So some of these could be severe, especially down here in South Carolina. And then this line back here is going to have wind. I think wind is going to be our biggest issue through this whole event. And I'll stop this at 2 o'clock. So there's a couple, looks like supercells trying to develop east of I-77. So definitely something we'll have to watch. And when we look at the updraft helicity, which is rotating storms, there's a sign that some of these storms could be rotating, but the line down in Florida looks a lot more ominous. So this is why there's still some uncertainty. But the one thing I'll tell you is the wind energy is off the charts. This is the winds up there around 15,000 feet. You can see the trough moving in, and that thing is crazy. We'll go down to about 10,000 feet off the ground. And we've got super strong winds. You're getting 60, 70 mile-an-hour winds. Then we'll come down to about 5,000 feet, which is what we call the low-level jet. That's coming in from the south. Very strong winds. So a lot of wind energy with this. Let's go back up to the jet stream level, and you can see this jet stream, just a crazy negatively tilted trough here. So this is going to be a big wind event, and I think damaging straight line winds will be our biggest concern as this heads our way on Friday. And I think a lot of this is going to happen in the first half of the day. Now, if this whole thing slows down and this stuff gets here instead of middle of the day, mid-afternoon to late afternoon, then we've got some issues. But right now, it looks like the biggest activity is going to be to our east because as that system moves east, the afternoon heating is going to heat up things in eastern North Carolina and South Carolina. So this area is exactly why you're seeing the risk area in the red there. So stay weather aware. Today we'll keep an eye on. Again, big system. It's going to be marching across the whole country. We'll start to see that develop today in the middle of the country and then sweep across our region and bring colder air as well. It's an upper low, so it's going to bring some cold temperatures for Saturday. We could see some mountain snow, morning lows in the 30s and 40s and highs maybe only in the 50s. So stay weather aware. I'll keep you updated throughout the next couple of days as we get closer to Friday. Have a great Wednesday. Enjoy the great weather today and tomorrow.